Welcome to the Dixie Band's YouTube page. This video is about first-year band expectations. Some of you might remember how I talk about how band is like a roller coaster ride. First-year band is when you're waiting in line. You think when you're first getting on this ride, this is going to be fun. The longer you wait in line, you get a little bit bored, and that's while we're learning the basics, and that's okay, that's normal. Eventually, when we start preparing for our winter concert, you finally get on the ride, but it's like going up the big hill. It takes a lot of hard work to get up that hill, and you might wonder to yourself, why did I decide to do this? Second year band is when you get to start going down that hill and have lots of fun. So you have to be patient while you are in first year band. It takes a lot of hard work, so that way you can really sit back and enjoy the rest of your band experience. The very first unit we cover in first year band is learning to read music. Then once we get our instruments in our hands, we start learning our instrument basics. Once we finally have the first 5 notes down, we start preparing for the winter concert. When we get back from winter break, we start more advanced instrument skills. When we've really mastered our instruments, we start preparing both solos and ensembles. And then finally, the last unit we cover is preparing for the spring concert. Let's talk a little bit more about what class will be like at the beginning. At the very beginning of the school year, you will not need your instruments because we'll be learning the very bare basics of how to read notes. This also includes clapping and counting rhythm lines. This is the first way we get to actually make music. While we're learning these basics, we'll also be doing things to prepare you for getting your instrument. The first thing we'll do is we'll mouthpiece test you again. I know you already did this in the spring, but this makes sure that we still know which instrument is the best choice for you. About 2 weeks after we've started covering the very bare basics of reading music, you will take a placement test, which will put you in order from top to bottom. The students who get the highest score on the placement test will get their instrument choice first. I will then go through the stack of all of the placement tests and assign instruments. Since there's only so many spots for each instrument, those students towards the bottom of the stack, in other words, the students who didn't score very well on the placement test, may not get placed on their first choice instrument. This means that while we cover the basics of music, you need to pay attention and take good notes so that you can study for the placement test. That way you get your first choice instrument. The next school day after you take the placement test, I will hand out instrument assignments. At this point, you can get your instrument. If you need a school-owned instrument, they are first come, first serve, so you need to tell me right away. If you have one at home, go ahead and take it to the shop. That way it can be in perfect playing condition when you start to play. Your final option is rental night hosted by Drazen Edwards. They're kind enough to come to Dixie High School and offer parents better deals than they get at the store. You have both the option to rent or buy an instrument at rental night, as well as order your cleaning kit and a music stand in order to practice at home. The very first time you will need your instrument is at beginning band night. You will not need to bring it to school before then. Beginning band night this year will be hosted on September 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. It is crucial for every first year band member to be at beginning band night. Therefore, it'll be a performance grade, just like any one of the concerts. After beginning band night, you'll be expected to bring your instrument to school every time we have band class. If you forget any of your materials on a band class day, you will need to fill out one of these pink slips or behavior choice sheets. When you choose to forget your stuff for band class, it negatively impacts your participation grade. After you learn the first couple of notes on your instrument, you will start filling out practice records. These are turned in every 2 weeks, and you're only expected to practice 20 minutes for 5 days a week. So each week should add up to 100 minutes, and each practice record should add up to a total of 200. For every minute that you practice over 200, you will receive 1/2 point extra credit, up to 25 points. Therefore, if you practice 250 minutes every 2 weeks, you will get a 125 on your practice record. The last 2 major expectations for beginners are the winter and spring concerts. which are both hosted at Erskine College in Memorial Hall. They will begin at 6 p.m., but students will have a call time earlier than that, usually around 5 p.m. Finally, students are given 2 trip opportunities during their first year in band. The first trip opportunity is solo and ensemble, where students can play the solos and ensembles that they prepared in the solo and ensemble unit. The second opportunity is a larger trip to Carowinds. This video is just a short summary of the things that you will experience your first year in band. It's a very fun and exciting year, and class time will fly by. As always, please contact me if you have any comments, questions, or concerns. Pack it up and have a nice day.